Guys, welcome to today's video. So today's video is short because there have been many instances recently that students have had a very bad work experience with their internship bosses. They've had very bad job experiences, etc. So in today's video I'm going to be discussing a few factors, or rather a few pointers, that you should be paying specific emphasis upon. You should be focusing on those factors before you decide that you want to intern or work with that particular organization. These factors will help you determine that whether the place that you've chosen for yourself is ideal for you to work or not. Now, there are certain factors on which you don't have any control, as in so what is your boss like, or say what is the work culture like, etc. And you can only experience it firsthand once you've joined a place. However, there are certain red flags which tell you that whether you should be joining this place or not. So in today's video, I'm going to be discussing the first part, that how can you do your research to determine whether this workplace is perfect for you or not, right? So with this, let's get started with the video. Now, first thing is that don't rely on the website. Now, there'll be many law firms, there'll be many lawyers, there'll be many research organizations, etc., who would claim that they work in all possible areas of law, they cater to all possible clients, etc. However, don't rely on the website. Don't just believe because they've written on the website that they deal with every possible area of law, that they're a full service law firm, that that you will get to work on those matters. It's not the case. You should do your own research, that whether they actually handle all types of matters or not, or whether they have specialization in certain matters. Now, this you can understand from a few pointers such as this, that first, that if the firm tells you that okay fine, that we'll allow you to work on arbitration, however our 90% of the work will be centered around civil litigation, right? So you will automatically understand that they are just saying it for the sake of saying. I'm not saying that all people are going to do that, but yes, most of the people, just to get you on board, they will say that okay fine, we are going to give you arbitration work also, for which you've come to us. However, most of the work that we do is litigation, right? So that is in itself a pointer for you to understand that you don't want to join that place, because that is not a place where you would be getting to work on your interest area. Next is check the managing partner's profile and see what sort of cases that person is handling, and if there is a direction in which they are handling, say only commercial cases, or only IPR cases, or only say real estate cases, right? You will understand that the firm's focus is on that and not on all areas of law as claimed by them on their website, right? Then check their publications column, that what are the publications on, mostly which subject areas have they handled in their publications, in their blog posts, etc. Lastly, check if they've been mentioned in any news article, any write-ups by any legal blogs and all, and see that what is the focus on. Like, say if they are being consistently named, say in news, for handling arbitration matters, right? So you know that their focus is on arbitration mostly, and not on other areas also as claimed by them, right? So all of these factors will help you determine that what is the area of focus, and do they actually in reality handle an area in which you are interested in, or is it just claimed by them in the interview or on their website, right? Okay, so moving ahead, to know about the work culture, you can ask the previous interns who worked there. You can ask them that what sort of work is given to the interns, how are interns treated, what sort of responsibility is given to the interns. In terms of a job, ask the people who've already left the organization. Why? Because see, they are not fearful of the consequences. Like, even if they tell you some of the the bad points about the organization, as in say if the work culture wasn't good, if they were not treated properly, if there was some sort of harassment, etc., if the salary was not given on time, etc., all of that, right? They would not be fearful in telling you all of that, right? So you can try asking those people. However, you need to understand that such people might have biased opinions also. So just make sure that you are not completely relying on their opinion, because if somebody has left the organization, they are sometimes, as a human nature, they are bound to have certain sour feelings or harsh feelings towards their previous employer. So don't completely rely on their opinion, but yes, that should give you a real picture of how the organization is, right? Okay, now moving ahead, check what is the application procedure, like in the sense that how seriously are they taking their own applications. Now, this was pointed out to me by somebody, who I'm connected with on Instagram, that if say they are literally calling for interns one day or say 1 week before the internship starts at their office, it just shows that how non-serious they are towards their interns or like the people who they want to hire on temporary basis, right? Check that what is the sort of procedure that they're following. Are they just simply saying that we are hiring interns on first come first basis, or is there an elaborate procedure wherein they would want to see your resume, they would want to see a writing sample, and also see that what is the mode of communication, in the sense that during the application procedure, if they are reaching out to you on WhatsApp or they're just randomly calling you and not sending any formal emails about the entire process, it just shows their unprofessionalism towards their future interns or like future employees, etc., right? So all of these things make a lot of difference in for you to understand that what sort of organization are they and how well managed are they in themselves for them to be hiring you in the future, right? So this is one. And lastly, check what is the job description like. Now there are a few instances wherein say firms would just give you like a laundry list of these are the qualifications that we require, this is the skill set that we require, etc. They make it all about themselves, right? However, they fail to recognize that it's also about the person who's joining them, right? So you need to understand that if they've not mentioned any growth opportunities that you will have with them, any sort of opportunities of how you will learn and how you will develop as an intern or as an associate with them, that is ideally not the place for you to be working at, right? And lastly, check that how hellbent are they on negotiating the salary with you. Now sometimes what happens is that they have a fixed salary in mind that that they want to give to an intern, or say they want to give to an associate, right? Now if you are bringing more to the table than what is required by them, and also it is appreciated by them, then ideally they shouldn't be very hellbent if there is difference of a few dollars or say a few thousands in the sort of salary that is being offered by them to you, right? So check that how important is it for them to get good talent on the table as compared to, or say versus the resources that are spent by them on acquiring good clients or say acquiring good associates. So even that becomes a potential red flag, right? And lastly, if there is any information about the sort of clients that they handle. Now some people would just vaguely tell you that we are handling a lot of PSU work, we are handling a lot of work with banks, we are handling a lot of work with MNCs, etc. However, when asked, there is no clarity if they can give any real names or not. Now I understand that sometimes because of confidentiality they can't mention the names. However, after the transaction is over, after the case is done, of course everybody is bound to they are allowed to tell the names of the people that they worked with. If there is no clarity on that, even that is a very big red flag, that whether they've actually worked with all the people that they're claiming to work with, or it's just a farce and they just want to get you on board or not, right? So these are a few factors which you can consider on your own before joining a law firm or say an office or a company, etc. Now I understand that there could be you can also check Google reviews, etc. But again, Google reviews is something that you can't completely rely on, because it usually works good for companies and not for law firms, as what I have seen. But yes, that is also another way. But apart from the traditional way of going only by the Google reviews, you should definitely rely on the factors that I've mentioned in the video. In the next video, I'm going to be discussing that once you've joined a firm or a company or an organization, what things you should observe in your surroundings and decide whether you want to stick with them in the long run or not. Till then, please like, comment, share, subscribe to this video, and yes, I'm going to see you next week. Thank you.